Hi, GDDP, am I right? I did the entire beginner tier and I had some issues with it. So I figured, why not complain about Psywave? I'm gonna go over every single level on the regular list and skipping over the entire legacy list because that doesn't really make any sense to cover here. You'll hear what levels I like and what levels I think are a spawn of Satan. Thankfully, because the saving feature totally works, I can actually show you that I've beaten all of them. Well, let's just jump into it and start with the worst Ed Sheeran album. Okay, it's called Equals, but whatever. Tomato, tomato. This level is really easy, especially compared to other easy demons. I wouldn't replace it because Little Timmy has to start off somewhere, you know? Has some overall good parts and plenty of introductory level gameplay that is very good to have in the GDDP. Final verdict. Fits in the GDDP. I hate cars, but that doesn't mean I hate all speed racers. This is a real classic. It's also apparently the 5th most downloaded demon in the game, which is a surprise to me. Most, if not all of you, will know what this level is. It's very segmented into different sections, with some memory, some ship, and some timing gameplay here and there. Basically, all gameplay is very good for introducing somebody into demon grinding. Final verdict, irreplaceable, though the anime is apparently very shit. I'm not a weeb, I didn't watch it. I think of every single level in the GDDP, this is the least likely to be replaced because it's just a classic and it's excellent for introducing you into the game. Wow, I didn't know cutlery was colorful. Fjork sounds like a racial slur. Just like racism though, this level is bad. Besides that though, I can still see why it's in the GDDP. It's really easy, once again similar to racism. I think you could find something better for this though. We already have a very easy demon on the list, which is. This is labeled as fast-paced and it's infamously a pretty easy demon. So if I'm finding a replacement for this level, I do keep those in mind. The best replacement I could find is probably Shiver, which I think fits better for fast pace while also being a low-end easy demon. Final verdict, replace with Shiver. You could probably find a video on every single one of these levels that we're covering today on Nexus. Besides being impossible to find on YouTube, Nexus is just a decent level. Saying that this level is nerf control is a bit of a big stretch to me. In fact, it's such a stretch it could probably fit from Earth to the moon. If this just meant as a filler level in the GDDP just for people to keep on grinding, it's fine. It's very okay. I would replace it if it was actually nerf control, but otherwise I would just keep it. If you really wanted a level that was nerf control on this side of the list, I would put the Clouds Give Way by Subwoofer here instead, because that level is just great, and it's very long as well. Final verdict, either recategorize or replace with the Clouds Give Way. Either way, we already have a great Excel on the list. Being Starpunk. This level is great. I have nothing bad to say about it. That's unusual. I know this segment's gonna be very boring, but it's just an ideal Excel level for the GDDP. It's good, it's well balanced, it's not buggy, it looks good, come on. This really has got to be one of my favorite easy demons in the entire game, because it's just fun overall. There's really nothing bad about it. There's nothing you could ever replace this with, really. Final verdict, don't replace. Now we get into a bit of a gray area, because even if I don't really want to replace the next level, and it fits into the GDDP very well, I kind of feel like we have to. And just like everybody expects, of course, it's Club Step. Like, how does one even decide if it should stay on here? On the one hand, it's literally made to introduce people into beating demons, but on the other hand, it's so obvious and it's a main level, so most people would have already beaten this before they would even Google what demons to play. Like, who would search what demons should I beat before beating Club Step? Come on. Personally, in my opinion, this level does need to be replaced because it's just so obvious. It's so obvious. Choosing a good replacement for this level is actually pretty tough, but I did land on something. I think Metal Crusher or Ancient Magic could work very well for a lower end ship focused level. Final verdict, I would replace it, but I'm not surprised it's on the GDDP whatsoever. At the time of this upload, we are not too far away from Memory. This level is also great though. This is the first memory level on the list, and it's probably the best choice that they could have made for a memory level on the list, considering the amount of people that can't memorize for shit. This is an excellent level for people that want to start loving memory or are just starting to beat their first memory levels, because it gives you visual indicators for pretty much every single fake coming up, whilst not being too obvious either. This level is surprisingly easy to learn, especially for a memory level. Overall, no complaints on my end, because I love memory. Final verdict, no replacement needed, obviously. I'm so proud of myself. I got through a memory segment without insulting anybody's intelligence. That's great. I'm such a growing person. Next, we have the other main level on this beginner tier, but this time it's Theory of Everything 2. Similar to Club Step, this makes sense to be here, but it's not a very needed pick, to be honest. Most people will have already beaten this by the time that they check out the GDDP or Google what demons to play. Same thing as Clubstep, but then, you know, in 1.9. I don't really have to give an example for this one because there are plenty to choose from. Well, as long as it isn't Eker Hacker version 2. This level my girl, my mom, my dad. What an alpha male. Final verdict, replacement needed, but understandable why it's here. This makes me feel nothing. Woo! Yeah! Woohoo! Unlike the previous level, nothing is not a main level. Thank God! This level feels unbalanced, but considering the average creator can't even spell the name of their level correctly, looking at you, Eker Hacker version 2, you should probably learn unbalanced gameplay. For this purpose, nothing does a good job. That sounds weird. The only real issue with this level is that it might lag a mom's iPad 4 from 2012. Final verdict, no replacement needed except for your device, you 9-year-old Timmy. Thankfully for Timmy, devices are dropping in prices. Because the Cobalt Rumors are open. Don't mind the no smoking sign, that's just there for decoration. If you really want to smoke one, you can do that in our totally safe mining facility. Oh, what's that? Oh, you found a skull. Ah, don't worry about it. You just drank too much apple juice. What's that, sir? Oh, the sinking buildings. Ah, don't worry about those. They were destined for failure anyway, just like your marriage. I hope you don't get nauseous easily, because we are going on a ride through this place. As an unbiased party, I do have to say that this fits very well into the rest of the GDDP, the Greedy Death and Destruction Park. I hope you enjoyed your stay here, and more than anything, I hope we will still be open when you come back next time. Final verdict, no reparations needed, neither any replacement. The only thing that was actually meant for replacement already collapsed anyway. More than anything, I'm just happy that the no smoking sign wasn't real, because next up is Tabasco. It's just like being a dragon, okay? This level is fantastic. It flows well, has decent decoration, is well balanced, has good sync. It's really the full package. I didn't even expect it because the first time I tried this back in the day, I just couldn't handle the heat. Nothing to criticize here, except for maybe a couple of choke points that may be a bit annoying for those who don't have that much experience into demon grinding yet. Final verdict, no replace, fantastic level overall. I hope you didn't space out though, because we are going to visit Project Voyager by those spacemen. I know a way to go to space, but I'm afraid that's only legal in Holland. Either way, Voyager exists. It's not great, but not bad either. I personally wouldn't say this should be on the GDDP, especially because there are levels that would fit here better. You know, something along the lines of 850, because that level looks cool and has better balancing. But overall, the level isn't really that bad. It's just old, outdated, weird, and not that good. Final verdict, nah, not bad, but I would replace it with 850. Well, that's the first half of them. We'll look at the other half soon enough, but so far it's not that bad actually. Of course, there were some levels that were slightly better than others, there were some that were slightly worse than the rest, but that's fine, that's expected. And of course, the main level situation is a bit difficult to actually work around. I'm not acting like it's very easy. Either way, that was just the first half. We still have a half left, but we'll do that in a couple weeks probably. Let's just hope that those levels work just fine. Next time, I just hope that there aren't really any main levels anymore though.